G4 Claims do, Nicole?
So G4 Claims is an accident management company, so we can help you get back on the road after an accident. If you feel as if the accident's been your fault or not your fault, always ask the question, phone us first. So if you're involved in any sort of accident, phone us, G4 Claims. We will help and guide you the best way possible. If we can help you and it's a non-fault accident, we can provide you with a like-for-like replacement hire vehicle whilst your car's off the road. We'll get your car repaired, and if your car's written off, we'll get you the value back for your car that it's worth, and make sure you're not left with any outstanding bills or whatever. We're not going to back you into a corner. Our engineer's independent. We want to make sure you get the true value for your car and you're not left out of pocket. You shouldn't be, and that's what we're there to do. If you're involved in an accident and you have any whiplash injuries, sore neck, sore back, we can help you with that as well. All our services are totally free of charge. They're free of charge. I can't stress it enough. If I can't help you, I'll just tell you I can't help you for whatever reason. I will never, ever, ever help you and then bill you for it. So my services are free or not at all. So phone us first, G4 Claims, not at fault claims. Made easy.
Made easy.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome to Football Daft one of the most talented players of his generation. With over 250 appearances and over 100 goals for Hibs, 3 Scotland caps and a spell at Celtic, the man lit up many a ground with his skill. It's none other than Derek Riordan. How you doing, Derek? Thanks for coming on.
No problem, mate. Aye, doing well. Except for this COVID thing, obviously. It's just a bit boring. It's not so bad now with the pubs open up again. So,
are you allowed in the pubs again? Are you allowed in the pubs now, aye?
I'm allowed in pubs. It's nightclubs I'm not allowed in, so I'm
it's
alright.
Nightclubs, right?
Yeah, that's alright now,
We all grow out of the nightclubs, don't we?
Too old for that now, anyway. I didn't want in anyway.
I never wanted in either back in the day when I used to get to
So, Derek, let's start with Scotland right away, man. What you think? You buzzing for the Euros coming up?
Aye. As I say, I was just looking for the old retro tops here for. I'm going down on Wednesday, obviously, for the match. So, looking forward to it. Hopefully we can get a result on Monday. I think that's the sort of one we've got to try and get a result. If we get that, then it's a big bonus, I think.
Aye. As it looks, I mean, obviously the tournament's not even started yet, but you look at the group we're in, right away, the Czech Republic game, it's a must win, isn't it?
Aye, I think that's the one we've got to try and go for, if I'm being honest. If we get that, then it gives us a bit hope going into the next 2 games. Obviously, it would be a really hard game against England, obviously, because if they've turned it on, they've got the firepower in their team, to be honest.
Aye,
would
on you go, mate.
What do you make of the team now, Derek? What are you thinking about the players and that, star players? What's your thoughts?
Aye, I think we're really strong. I think obviously the left side, I mean, we're having to play Tierney and Robertson, obviously, with that. But I've never been a fan of the back 3 things. But as I say, it's working. So, I think our midfield's really strong as well, and our strike. I mean, we've got Shea Adams as well. Obviously, it's come up for the Premier League now as well. So, I think so. The only disappointing thing for me was Griffiths. Obviously, I mean, for me, I think Griffiths was the best of everyone. Obviously, he's not had the best of the seasons and fitness-wise and all of that, but I think if you give him the chances, he'll take them. That's just my view, but
he's the most natural striker, I think. You're trying to say.
He gets you off your seat. You think he's got to score fucking 80% of the chances he's got to get anyway, especially if you're at the box and that as well.
See, with it, honest to God, Lee Griffiths reminded me of you when you played at Celtic. It was just like, once you had the chance, you knew it was going in. You knew it was going in.
Aye, I've said that with Hibs as well. I've said that with Hibs, obviously. Somebody gets you off your seat. But Hibs have not really had that for years until Griffiths was back at Hibs. He's sort of similar to me. I think he can score for maybe 30 yards. He's always got that knacky scoring for that far. So, as I say, I think we're looking all right. It just, the midfield's strong. I just think the defence is not the strongest, like the centre half size. That's just my view, right? But
definitely. I mean, when you look, I mean, you're talking about obviously Griffiths gets you off your seat and that, Derek. You're looking at that Scottish team now, right? Who do you think is the spark there? Where's the spark coming from in that team?
I'd have to go with McGinn. I think McGinn's been shit hot. Brilliant, pure animal. Gets about everywhere. I think he's the engine in our team, to be honest. And obviously, Tierney and Robertson in that bombing down the wing and getting the crosses in for Dykes and whoever it is. I don't know. Whoever's got to play up front in these games, I don't know who it's got. It's probably looking like Dykes and Adams. It's got to be Adams.
Adams, it looks a class apart. He looks like you can tell the boys played in down south in the top league down south. He's got that touch. He gives you that presence up there. What about talking about another player that's playing the English Premier League? What about Gilmore? Would you start the young boy Gilmore?
I've not really. If I'm being honest, I've never seen much of him, so I can't say aye. Obviously, he's got to be really good because, as I say, he's not at Chelsea for out of luck. So, I mean, obviously, I've seen him a few times playing good player, but I didn't know. The manager will obviously. It depends what his tactics go with. That's what it's got to come down with. I think his formations, whatever he's got to do, it's obviously got to be the back three with the looks at it, or back five, or whatever you want to call it.
I hope he doesn't go with reputation. I hope he goes with like form, if you know what I mean. See, a lot of problems in Europe and international football for Scotland have been picking the players on reputation. You know what I mean? See, for me, you need to have Patterson in at right back. You've got to, or right wing back. You've got to have him in at right wing back because the boy's on fire. You've got to have Billy Gilmore in there as well, and you've got to have Shea Adams in there because they three for me would be.
I think Shea Adams is. I think Shea Adams is a starter. I think he's a definite starter. Definite starter. Aye. It just depends if he goes with another striker or not. That's the only thing.
Aye, that's the thing. If you play Adams kind of up top his cell and then play somebody half him, or you play him half Dykes, it's a kind of.
It depends how they want to play it. That's what's got to come down to, I think.
Did you enjoy your time playing international football, Derek? Did you enjoy your time in Scotland?
For the poxy free caps, aye.
How did you find it? But proud moment and all that.
Aye, it's brilliant. As I say, as a wee laddie growing up playing for Hibs, team you support, and if you play for Scotland, it's a bigger bonus, obviously. So, I enjoyed it. Obviously, I was on the bench quite a lot with Scotland, but as I say, it's good experience and stuff. As I say, it was only 3 caps, but as I say, still played for your country. So, I was delighted with it.
Who was the manager, the Scotland manager that you played on?
Walter Smith. I was in the squad all the time with Walter Smith, but as I say, it was always Kenny Miller was always the number 9. We always played with one up front, which Kenny always done really well because it suited them. Turboing about everywhere, just running about. So, I mean, that's not my type of game. That running about everywhere up 9. So,
What about, like, obviously playing, like, you know, your club career and that, Derek, like, playing for Hibs as a boy, was that a proud moment? Because obviously I'm just saying you're a Hibs supporter there. So
as I say,
signing for Hibs, how did that feel?
Brilliant. Obviously my family, all my Riordan side, they're all Hibs fans, and my McGovern side, they're all Celtic. So, I mean, they were delighted when, obviously, I've signed for Hibs, and it's just a dream come true, really.
So you got to make both sides of your family happy then?
Rangers were trying to sign me. It was a no-go, like, for my side of the family. Like, honestly, it was terrible. I was getting pure abuse, horrible abuse. No, like nice abuse, horrible abuse.
God, I remember. What year would have been that? Was it 07?
No, I signed with Celtic. I think it was 06 or 07. I think it was something like that.
Because I remember
Rangers just tried to get me about 6 months before it or something.
Because was it not just as soon as Walter came in? It was maybe near the end of his kind of first season back, and that was all the talk was that Riordan was coming.
Right, well, he never signed for Rangers, so sure. All right.
They put me on the bench. They done it typical. They put me on the bench when Hibs were playing them in the cup. I think we beat his. It was at Ibrox. It was 3-1 in the Scottish Cup. We had the full back of the Rangers end. They put me on the bench for that because they tried to sign me basically.
I bet they wish they had tried to sign Chris Killen that day. Did Tino score a hat-trick that day or something like that?
No, it was Sproul. No,
Sproul.
That day.
Ivan Sproul, man, fucking tore us apart, man. He absolutely fucking terrorised us. He was like an absolute... Nobody could catch him, man. He was
he's rapid. He is rapid.
Did you see when you were at Hibs, did you play with Didier Agat?
I was young. I was just like the wee ground staff then, like young boy.
So you would have seen him obviously. Who would you say was faster, him or Sproul?
Sproul was, I would say Didier Agat. He was probably more lengthwise. Like Ivan Sproul was...
After the mark, I think Sproul would have tandem, but I get with a caught, man.
After about 20 yards. He was knackered after about 20 yards. But he was rapid off the mark. Like.
He was fast, man. He was fast as fuck.
Like, Derek, that was some Hibs team that when you were coming through, it was some Hibs team you were in, man. What players was there certain players that put the arm on the shoulder and just try to guide you through and stuff and help you settle in?
Older, no really, no. I would say, you remember Craig Brewster?
Aye.
He was me and Big Gaz. It was always like me and O'Connor first, sort of into the first team. But obviously, Gary was a big laddie. He's always been that size anyway. So it was sort of Brewster that sort of took us under his wing, but more sort of Big Gaz because he was a number 9, because I was sort of like a winger, so out in the left. But I would say sort of Brewster. But other players of that, no, I wouldn't really say took us. No. We were quite good because, as I say, we were all young then. We all broke through roughly the same time, a year or two between each other. And as I say, we were all sort of pals and coming through with each other. And I don't think Hibs will ever get that again. I was just luck, obviously, all at the same time.
He kind of captured lightning in a bottle with that whole youth coming through at once. That was a right good Hibs team. I used to hate playing against Hibs. And all the games that I played against them.
That was you'll not get that again. That was sort of luck. So, but great players in our team. Obviously, you had Tomo, you had Bruni, I mean Whittaker, Caldwell, wee Shieldsy, Ivan, Boozerlin and all of that. Honestly, it was brilliant. David Murphy left back as well. He was shit hot.
That's right. He was a great player, man.
He went down to Birmingham, didn't he? He was.
I think Celtic tried to get him as well. I'm sure Celtic tried to take him, but
we did try to sign him because that was when we couldn't get a left back for love nor money. Remember? And we tried to get David Murphy. And he was a bit of a class act, man. He was a really brilliant player, man.
Big, powerful, nice left peg, and quite quick.
Do you still keep in touch with a lot of the boys, Derek?
No, really. Only like my sort of pal coming through at football was Big Gaz. He played with me boys club level, so Big Gary. I get odd texts with Bruni or Tomo. I speak to Lee Naylor every now and again. So
Lee Naylor, I remember Lee Naylor, man.
Aye, so that's what
do you make what do you make of Bruni with the Aberdeen top on? Did you see
funny,
the photo
I seen it yesterday with the street. I just looked weird as anything. I thought just looked strange with that Aberdeen top. But they used to give him pelters as well. I found that a funny option. They went up there, like, but there must be I don't know what is. Obviously, maybe with Glassy or whatever. I didn't ken what the situation is. Obviously, I would have preferred him at Hibs. He would have preferred him at Hibs. Because he stays in Edinburgh, so I thought he would have been there.
Can you see him? Has he got the attributes you think to be a good coach, Scott Brown?
I think so, aye. Do you know what? I never seen him being a captain, funny enough.
Right.
Never seen him being a captain because he was nippy as fuck on the pitch. Just wouldn't shut up in that. But I just, like, immature-ish wise, that's what he was like all the time. But I just never seen him being a captain. But as I say, he's had a brilliant career. I mean, great career he's had at Celtic.
Aye, definitely, man. So, Derek, is it true you made your debut for Hibs in the Edinburgh derby?
I think it was, aye. Aye, at Tynecastle, that's right. So's it was, aye. That's who it was.
Aye. So what's your favourite memories for the games?
Probably scoring.
Aye.
I used to love scoring against Hearts. I get absolute dogs abuse. I like my pals are Hearts fans, funny enough. So, I love playing Edinburgh derby, especially at Tynecastle. I preferred it at Tynecastle than at Easter Road, to be honest.
I love Tynecastle. So
it's brilliant atmosphere. It's dead compact and that, so that's brilliant.
Aye, because the stands are just, it's like you're right.
It's right on you, like, aye, it is. Aye.
Definitely, man. You look back, it was like Tam McManus, Ian Murray, Stephen Whittaker, Gary O'Connor, like all the boys was the dressing room. He's just fearless in that dressing room, just think he can beat anybody.
Aye, I think it just because we were young, I think. Sort of no care, if you know what I mean. And obviously we're all young and fit. And we had a good couple of older players that obviously kept us on our toes. I mean, I always looked up to like Big Rob Jones and stuff like that, Gary Smith, the older one, Stephen Glass and that. You've got to have a bit of respect for the older ones. Like
Rob Jones, we had him on the show as well, didn't we?
Aye, we did have Rob Jones on the show.
Aye.
He didn't enjoy a joke, didn't he not?
That's quite intimidating, that interview, wasn't it?
I know.
Aye, he was quite. He knows his football, but Do you know what I mean? He was like,
he's got his own coaching stuff and all that, isn't he?
Aye.
Take it straight. Take it serious, but you can tell he's like, you can tell he doesn't put up with much shit.
I'm sure he was a policeman or something. I'm sure he was something to do. I'm sure he was something to do along the lines with that.
That wasn't surprise.
That explains it, Derek. That explains it.
Yeah. That's why I had to get that bit in there. I'm just letting you know. I'm sure he had something to do like along the lines with that or something like that. Like,
was there any players, Derek, that you played with at Hibs or Celtic that you really didn't go on with? That it was like you
get loads.
Aye.
There's always one. I mean, no matter where you go, there's always some dick. There is. There is. There's always, no matter where you go, there is always somebody. I mean, you get big time Charlies and just. You'll get that. You'll get that anywhere, eh? But I'm not got to grass anyone, so nah.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We wouldn't ask you for any names in that.
No.
In that case. I mean, was there any managers you never got on with?
Speaking of managers, like, how do you think it didn't work out with Frank Sosie at Hibs, Derek?
I didn't think he got enough time, if I'm being honest. I don't think he lasted long, like, compared to other managers, obviously, but I didn't know the reason behind it, because what a player he was, by the way, when I was young.
Class.
I got to see him and me Russell at training, so we went, Gary, it was with Alec McLeish was the manager then. We were obviously training with the first team, just young boys, but they two were absolutely frightening, like Russell and Sosie, ridiculous.
That's two of the best players to ever play in Scotland, I would say.
They were brilliant, like, they was really
good. I would agree with that, too, definitely, man. How many guests have we had on this show that just wax lyrical about Russell Appleby?
Oh, it's crazy.
He was brilliant.
All that, and it comes up all the time, doesn't it?
Aye, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what club they've played with as well. We've had Falkirk, we've had Hibs, we've had Rangers, and anybody for any club that's played with him always says he's the laziest bastard in the world, but what a footballer.
It's a wee party, like.
So listen, your time at Celtic came to an end, and was it you wanted to go back to Hibs? Did you just want to go back?
No, I wasn't playing. And obviously I'm only young. I mean, I think I was only about 25-ish, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously when you're doing really well, but obviously Hibs, you're scoring loads of goals and stuff. Then you go and you're not playing and stuff. It does. I mean, I'm not what to sit about on the bench and pick up money for just playing in reserves. No good for me, that. So you want to be out playing. I mean, I didn't get me wrong. I like playing with reserves and all that. Got on brilliant with everybody. Celtic was brilliant. Didn't get me wrong. I loved it. Fans were brilliant with me.
Toles just said your time at Celtic came to an end with me. You spoke about your time going to Celtic. You know what I mean? We're still at Hibs there, Toles. You know what I mean?
I didn't want to ask about your Celtic time just in case.
No, that's fine. As I say with that, it just didn't bother. I really enjoyed it, obviously. But when you're not playing, it's no good for the brain anyway. You're just sitting on the bench and rotting away. It's not for me. That I asked to go to loan and all that. Then eventually I got a chance to go back to Hibs, and I went back there. So aye.
Do you know what? There's a lot of players could do with having that mentality now. You know what I mean?
As I say, football. I think football's changed now. Football's totally changed now. From back when I was sort of that age, I would say. I mean, a lot stricter and all of that as well now, I think.
Aye.
I'm glad now. I think we just go out with the P tests when we were all coming out when you were drinking and stuff. So we used to get that. I mean, now everything. You've got to watch what you're doing with absolutely everything now.
There's a lot of talk about one of the young Celtic boys just now, Armstrong Okoflex, and he was given the opportunity to go out on loan, and he refused it. I didn't get that, because I'd like to just go out and try and prove the person wrong, if that makes sense. That you should be playing, do you know what I mean? And so I preferred it. I mean, I remember I went out on loan to Cowden Beef on the Saturday, so obviously you want to play first team football, so I went on loan to them at 18 and only lasted 3 matches because I done well. Then I come back and that was me straight into the first team. Basically, that must have been a big step, but going to a foreign league to play for Cowden Beef.
Aye, so but I enjoyed it though. That's what I'm saying. It was first team football, and as I say, it's better than playing in the reserves and stuff. So
Definitely.
See, like, obviously you're talking earlier on about you love the Edinburgh derbies and stuff. Like, when you come through and sign for Celtic, did you feel the pressure went up a notch? Like, obviously coming to Celtic in Glasgow.
aye,
Like, you've got the whole Old Firm and everything. It's like they call it the Goldfish Bowl.
I would say.
you feel for Celtic?
I say it was mere pressure. I think you're under more pressure to win every week, if that makes sense. Because as I say, Celtic and Rangers are always expected to win the league every year. Yep. So I think you sort of notice that the fans getting on the players sort of back, or managers back anyway, towards the end of my time at Celtic, because they weren't doing well just before Strachan left. I mean, you could just hear a pin drop. Do you know what I mean? And it was that. It was getting to that stage. But I remember when we played Spartak Moscow in the Champions League qualifier to get through, basically the penalty shootout. I mean, the pressure with that penalty that you had to take was massive. Like, obviously, you didn't want to let anybody down, but lucky enough it went in. But what a pressure it is, like. But in the Celtic Rangers game, I sort of say I treated it the same as like a Hibs Hearts, I would say, aye.
Aye.
Mm-hmm. Sorry.
It's like, obviously, you go back to Hibs and you're playing under Yogi. How was that, mate? Tell us about that, because what a guy he is, man.
Yogi's Barry, as I say, some good pals with his nephew, so... Yogi's just down to earth guy. You would think he's just one of the guys that would just go and boot the ball at the park and that, but he's wanting the ball doing and playing, and I loved it there with him, because he's football. He got me back in the Scotland squads and all that, and I went back to Hibs. I was doing really well, 20 goals a season again if you left midfield, and I managed to get back in the Scotland squad. But for me, it was really good.
Kind of like, it is, because when we played Ross County this season, after the game, it was one of the most refreshing interviews I heard. He says, obviously, I mean, I'm not just bigging up Rangers, I'm a Rangers fan, but he was saying the way Rangers played football today, that's the way football. That's the way I want my
he does. He definitely knows his way to play football. In my eyes, like, and quite a lot of players will probably tell you that. Yankee's just got to boot it up the park with his appearance and stuff, but he's ball on the deck and play it like.
Aye. We had Yogi on the show, and I think he gave a lot of props to Tommy Burns for his philosophy in football. Like, when he played with Celtic under Tommy Burns, he took that into his management career. Now you're mentioning there the Spartak Moscow game. My abiding memory of that. There's a pylon after it, and there's a picture of Tommy Burns flying through the air. Aye. And what was it like to be coached by Tommy? And obviously,
Tommy was brilliant. To be honest, really nice guy. Got on really well with him. It's just obviously sad for what happened with him, but football wise and that, he understood everything. I mean, obviously, what a guy he was as well. So for me, Jimmy, a guy as well. Sad that happened to him.
My favourite, man. My favourite.
I mean, like, the football, obviously, like, unbelievable. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's were playing tall, wasn't it?
It was outstanding. It really was outstanding.
So obviously, Derek, after like Hibs back in the second spell and stuff, is it Colin Calder? Did he make you captain?
Aye.
How did you feel? How did you find that?
What a mistake that was, eh? Sent off in the derby. Aye, brilliant. I felt so bad.
Was it on Scatch or something?
I felt so bad after I done it as well. I was thinking you shouldn't have given me that band before the start. I felt I let everybody doing, like, but well, it happens in football, so.
But after that, mate, China, what was China like?
Terrible. It was terrible, honestly. Honestly, it was mental. I was starving. I'm not joking you. I come back.
Do you know what? We had somebody on. Who was it we had on that played in China before? And they says they put soy sauce in everything. Was it soy sauce they put in everything?
Who was it?
I can't remember, man.
I didn't care, but my chicken was basically like running about the table and that. Honestly, it was fucking disgusting. Disaster. Absolutely minging.
I take you were on your
I was on myself, aye. The boy Fabio Formani used to play at Lazio, so he was about to go home. They basically sent a Serbian striker away that morning when I signed, so you're only allowed so many players, I think, to a club, like Westerners or whatever they call them.
Right.
So they sent him out, and basically I went in, and Fabio was about to go here. I'd had enough of it, but I come and obviously he says, I'll stay with you, obviously, and he tried to get on with it. Obviously, I ended up staying next door to him. He just used to cook us a plain tomato pasta every night, swear to God, and it was that was my best meal over there. It was terrible food, like, honestly.
Mate, when you look back on your career, is that one of your biggest regrets maybe going there?
No, I wouldn't say so.
No,
I wouldn't say it was. But probably.
A lot of people say regret what you never done.
To be fair, people always say with Celtic or that. People always say Celtic. I say, no, I didn't regret that. Why would I regret that? So, I mean, Celtic are a massive club. You know what I mean?
Aye.
So, as I say, some things didn't work out. That's just life.
Aye.
So, it's the same as anything. If you rob a bank, you either turn left or you turn right. It's whatever happens.
Exactly, mate. Exactly. What's been, looking back, what's been the highlight of your career, mate?
Probably winning the league with Celtic, obviously. You see, I've won the league with Celtic in the cup, and probably playing for Hibs. I mean, just a laddie for Pult and fucking getting playing for Hibs in Scotland and made a career out of it. So I can't grumble with that.
Brilliant,
so
mate.
it's definitely not your man's tomato pasta then.
Nah, definitely know that. No.
Every week we put our guest knowledge to the test. We've got a leaderboard. David Martindale's top of the leaderboard with 16, right? In joint second, it's John Sutton, Chick Young, and Hamilton Scott Martin on 15.
Well, I'm getting nowhere near that, mate. I'm getting nowhere near
You don't know
this.
that. You don't know
Right,
that,
okay.
mate. Mark Wilson and Keith Lasley are third with 14. We've got Kevin Harper on 13, Rob Jones on 9, Yogi's on 6, and at the bottom it's a tie between Peter Lovenkrands, Derek Johnston, Craig Levine, and Mixu Patalainen, who are on 3.
What are they on? 3?
Aye.
3 quinters. How many?
As many as you can answer.
As many as you can get in 90 seconds, mate.
Oh, right.
But
Really
you can't pass. You must give an answer, even if you don't know the answer.
Right.
You just need to give any answer, and you've got
Is
90
it all
seconds.
is it football?
Aye, it's all
Aye,
football.
they're all football, mate. Aye.
Boys,
Right.
I don't know about you, but it's really fucking annoying that John Disney put in that Barry V. Stendel's got 4. I don't know why you would leave that out.
He does. I've been saying it. We've been saying it every week.
Annoying, man.
I think he's took it out this week. But Barry Feastenders was on as well, Derek. He get 4.
Aye.
That's a target. That's a target for, right?
Aye.
I'm
going to end up getting 1 here or something. Fucking
Nah,
guaranteed.
you're all right.
Derek, see your reaction. It was brilliant to see every week. For some reason, Grado wants to talk about Barry Feastenders every week, and see your reaction. It was brilliant. Going, Barry get 4, and you're like, aye. Like Grado gets excited about Barry Feastenders. He's like fucking Stephen Merchant and extras. Right. Grado, you want to ask you questions? I told you what to ask him.
I'll ask you questions if that's all right, Grado. Righty-ho.
Because I don't get my mic, I feel it's...
Right, okay.
It's good.
John, Ryan, have you got 90 seconds on the clock, my man?
Find us, John Dusty. Go for it.
Right, you ready? Your time starts now. Who did Scotland face on Sunday?
Oh shit, my mind's went blank.
Just say anything.
Fucking Israel.
How many under 21 caps did you get?
6.
Who's just been appointed manager at Kelty Hearts?
Kevin Thompson.
Who played Morton in the Championship playoff final?
Airdrie.
Before Billy Gilmour, who was the last Scottish player to win the European Cup?
Paul Lambert.
Which Scottish club?
Fuck.
You want to change your answer?
Andy Robertson.
Right, which Scottish club did Christopher Ayer go on loan to from Celtic?
Morton.
In what year did you go on loan at Cowdenbeath?
– 2001.
Who was the last player to score for Scotland's men's team against England?
Don Hutchison.
Who scored Scotland's only goal against Luxembourg?
It's just there.
On Sunday.
Was it Shea Adams? Was it Shea Adams?
Which SPFL team played their football at Palmerston?
Queen and South.
Who was your... I started the question.
Yeah.
Who was your first professional hat trick against?
Kilmarnock.
There we go. Time's up. Ryan.
I'll go through the wrong answers. So, I mean, you got this one later on. Scotland faced Luxembourg on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
5 under 21 caps.
Nearly.
You got Kevin Thompson, you got RJ. We'll give you Andy Robertson. Chris Ryer went to Kilmarnock on loan. 2003 it was for Cowdenbeath. The last guy to score against England, Lee Griffiths, 2 free kicks.
Oh, fuck's sake. So it was, man.
Got
Fucking mind goes blank, man.
Adams, got Queen of the South. And then your last question there, John's wrote down Brecon, but you were quite sure it was Kilmarnock for your hat-trick.
Did you score a hat-trick against Brecon for Cowdenbeath?
Aye.
There you go.
Aye, so that's wrong, eh? Bastard.
So what's the score, Ryan? What's the scores in the doors?
So you got 5. On
Well,
that.
you
You beat Nick
Barry.
Sue, Pat Linen, and you beat Barry Feastenders.
I'll take that, aye. I'm devastated I never beat Yogi, though, to be honest.
I know, mate. 1-1, mate. 1-1, Yogi. Brilliant, mate. Enjoy it, man. All the best, mate.
Right, thanks for
All the
that.
best, Derek. See you
catch you later on, Derek. All the best, mate.
Thanks a
Bye-bye.
lot, bud. See you later, mate.